Hey, it's LSFT here today, and today we're here to talk about the keys that you get when you pick up your new NX. But before we get to that, let's talk about some history of automobile keys. We will start talking about the keys starting 1949, because prior to the 1949, there were keys already, but you actually had to use the key to turn it on and then press a button to start the car. But in 1949, Chrysler was the first vehicle that actually engaged that when you turn the ignition with the key, it will start the vehicle. So until 1965, Ford then released a double-sided key, which modern day today we are still using, because before 1965, the keys were only cut on one side and not both sides. So then in 1986, Chevrolet has actually made the Corvette a lot harder to steal because they added a coded resistor into the key so that resistor is needed to start the key. And this has been trickled down to most of the GM cars nowadays. By 1990s, the vehicle anti-theft system actually uses the same mechanism. And then by 1983, AMC, the American Motor Company, and Renault Alliance has actually been the first company having a remote entry capable key fob that can lock and unlock cars, like the door, without actually using the key. And that's something that we've been using till now. But the only thing I can find is a drawing of what that key fob looked like, but then taking another earlier adapter, which is in 1987, the Cadillac actually has also the keyless entry fobs. In 1990, Jaguar released this tip key, which has an oval-shaped tip, and it's used mostly in the Jaguars in the 1990s and was used in Ford products, and it disappeared after 2013 in the last Ford product. And next is Lexus. Such a young brand and being able to be the first to use laser cut keys. And what this does is it allows an additional layer of security because it's actually very difficult to replicate that type of cut. And that was introduced in 1990 with the LS400. In the same year, 1990, Mercedes-Benz in the SL released a switchblade key that flips out of the remote. And you would still see this type of design in some of the Volkswagens around. And then in 1993, GM experimented with the proximity key technology in the Corvette. This one is a little bit different from the proximity fobs that we have today because all this does is it allows the unlocking and locking of the doors, but it will not be able to start the car. In 2003, Mercedes-Benz released a fully functional proximity key, and it was like a credit card. It will fit into your wallet. However, it was not that durable. So a year later, Mercedes actually adapted a robust fob. The funny thing is, in 2004, Lexus launched its own version of the smart card, which can still be put into a wallet, but it's still used today, unlike the Mercedes design. Then we move on to 2004, the Chevrolet Malibu. That was the first car actually offering remote start on the factory key fob. Before, there was remote start as a separate fob, and it was an aftermarket add-on. But this was the first one that actually had a factory installed remote starting. The BMW in 2016 in the 7 Series launched a display key, which mimics what the smartphone could do. There's an LCD touchscreen, and from 1,000 feet away, the car can actually lock and unlock, set climate controls, and open the trunk using that touch. In 2018, Tesla launches the Model 3 with their smartphone app, which actually makes that BMW display key obsolete because everything is done within the mobile app now. It uses Bluetooth Low Energy, and it runs in the background, which then mimics the proximity key. They also offer a credit card style key which will let you get into the vehicle if your phone battery Hey, it's LSFT here today, and today we're here to look at the keys that you'll be getting when you pick up your new NX. So typically in the previous generation, we only get 2 key fobs as part of your delivery. And you will also get this piece of metal, and that always came with a Lexus. So I'm going to go and look at details of each key fob and what they can do and what they cannot do. So the first thing that we'll look at is the key number plate. So this is something that you'll be getting when you pick up your NX. I'm actually showing the other side because on the other side there's actually a 5-digit number, and that number is used to, if you've lost the key, you would need that 5-digit number to be able to get another key programmed for your vehicle. So this you do not need to carry along with you, but you just need to put it away and make sure that whenever you need a new key, this is what they need to be able to reprogram a key for your car. So make sure that you put this in a safe place so that you know where it is, and for whatever reason, and hopefully you'll never need it, when you need to pick up a new key, get it programmed, make sure you have this. Okay, then next thing we'll talk about is the 2 key fobs. So you will get 2 key fobs which you have press buttons, the lock, unlock, the open the trunk when you hold, and the alarm. And then when you look at it, there's some weight to this. And you see on this side, you would see there is a push. So when you push this and you pull, you actually get a physical key. And then you can plug it back in. So there's not a lot you can do with this other than just pressing these buttons and pulling that key out. So with the key fob key, if you needed to change battery, so if your vehicle says that your battery is low, what do you do? So what you need to do is you press the button, pull the key out, and what I typically do is I take this top of the key and I put it into the slot. So you would see that there is a slot here, and it actually fits perfectly in, and what you do is you twist it. So when you twist it, you will notice right now that the key is now popped open. So when I open it up, you would see that I have actually taken the key out. So this key fob uses a CR2032 battery. And what you need to do is take this battery out and replace it. You can buy this battery anywhere. You can buy it at the dealership. You can buy it on Amazon. You can go to your local shops and be able to purchase this battery and replace it. So once that's replaced, you would then put the key back in. You can close it. So you see it's closed, and now you can reinsert the key back in. And you're done. That's how easy it is. So now the next one is the key card, which is something that you can put into your wallet. So it's almost like a size of a credit card. But not all models will get this key card. So you need to check what models are available that actually comes with this key card. I know that in Canada, the NX 250 does not get this key card at all. And then certain models of the 350, 350H, and the 450 will get this key card. So I'll probably list it on the screen for Canada, and I'll see if I can do what's on the screen for the United States too. Okay, so what's the difference between this key card? So this key card does not have any buttons. So you cannot lock, unlock, or open the trunk, or even do the alert, because there is nothing. It's designed that you can put it into your wallet, and then you just go and touch the door handle, press that E latch, and then be able to open the door, start the car, And that's all you can do. It cannot do any of the other functions. Also, if you do have your Lexus personalized, in my vehicle, if I actually hold onto the lock button, it will actually open all the windows and open the moonroof so I can release all the hot air so that it'll cool down the vehicle. But if you have this card, you will not be able to do that. But there is some convenience on this because you don't need to actually take anything out and it's just in your wallet. You also know that you brought your wallet with you if you actually be able to start your car. So I personally do not use this key card, but there is some convenience here. So I'm gonna also do the same thing. I'll show you how to change the battery and also take out that physical key. So you see here, there's that dot here. So if you have nails or you have something, you should be able to press on that and pull and be able to get that physical key out. Unfortunately, I don't have much nails and it's not as easy for me to pull out, but there it is. I've been able to pull it out. So you can see that I actually have that physical key and I can actually use it to unlock the door if there's no battery left in this key card. So then you can put it back in. So then the next one is the hard one, is to be able to change the battery of this. Because how thin it is, it's not that easy to pull this cover off. One thing I'll say is don't use a screwdriver and try to pluck it off because you're going to ruin this card. So what I've found out is the best is to press onto this middle piece and pull. Pull gently and you'll be able to actually open it up. It took some time up front, but you can do it. So now you see that I've been able to pull it out and it's actually quite thin. This piece is actually a very thin piece of plastic. And here's the battery, which is also very, very thin. And you can see that there's only two metal pieces for the connection. And that's where the battery goes in. So this battery is a CR2412. Same thing, you can buy it anywhere, buy it at the dealership, and replace it when it actually asks you to replace the battery. So what you would do is, when you get a new battery, you go and put it in. You see it fits in here. And then all you need to do is put this back in. There you go. That's how simple it is. But I believe the first time pulling this will be a little bit of a muscle work. It is a little bit tough to pull this open, but once you get a hang of it, you'll be able to easily open this up. Okay, so these are the 3 key fobs you can get when you actually pick up your NX. And again, this one is optional depending on what trim you get. And the last key is the digital key. The digital key you can actually use in the Lexus app. And what you do is you go to the digital key menu and you can actually invite new users like friends and family to use your vehicle without having to use these physical keys. And one thing I've noticed is it's actually not that reliable. I've actually had cases with my Android where it kept on saying that the key's in the car while my phone is already outside the vehicle. I've also noticed that it's a bit slower. It does take time for the phone to be recognized by the car and then be able to unlock and then sometimes be able to even start the vehicle. So I'm hoping that Lexus will improve this, but at this point I have a digital key, but I have not actually been using it. I'm still using the key fob as normal. So we all know in the news that Lexus has been famous for being stolen by using the key fob relaying mechanism. So what Lexus has also incorporated in our keys are a battery saving function, but also it will stop emitting the radio waves. So what you need to do if you want to turn that on, and even if you're a one driver owner and you want to save the battery of your second key fob, what do you do? So what you do is, while holding onto the lock button, you press the unlock twice. So let me show you And there's actually a light here that will show the confirmation. So when I press onto this, you see the red light. I press on this twice. So you see that that light actually blinked 4 times. So what this now has done is, now this key is now in power saving mode. So it will not emit any radio waves. Even if you take this key right beside the car, you will not be able to unlock your vehicle. So what you need to do is you press any of these buttons. What it'll do is you'll actually wake up the key and it'll start doing emitting the waves so that it can detect you're approaching the vehicle or not. And while we're talking about car theft and people relaying these keys, what you may want to consider at home is a box or a Fanday bag. So what these things do is, if you put it into your key fob into this box or this bag, it will actually block the radio waves. So what you can do is you put these keys that you don't use and you put it into a box. So now radio waves do not come out of it, so that people cannot pick up this wave and then relay it to the car, so that the car thinks that you're right beside the vehicle. If you do pick up a bag like this, when you open it, you see that there's actually 2 slots. Do not put your key into here. This will not stop it from emitting the radio waves. What you need to do is you put it into this slot where you see there's some shiny material. You put it into here, you close the bag, make sure it's sealed. Then what will happen is the radio waves will not exit this bag. If you want to confirm, take this bag with you, go right beside your car and see if you can unlock the car or not. And if you cannot, you know it's safe. You can also press that bell icon to get alerted when new videos are out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.